Hey guys, Checkers here from ClimaxCombo once again, and it's time for another Leaks of the Weeks. This week's all Log Horizon again, and there's nothing too exciting, but nonetheless, let's get started. So first day, June 2nd, we have this Rundle House. He's a level 025. He has a change. During your climax phase, you can pay 1, discard a card, send it into waiting room, and bring this 1/1 Rundle House out. So this 1/1, he's 7k. He cannot side attack, but he can also cannot be reversed by opponent's auto abilities. So that includes like level 1 suiciders and stuff like that. So all in all, I mean 0 to 1 change isn't really that good because it's pretty heavy at level 1. You have to pay 1 and discard a card and sack him. Well, you break even, but you have to ditch and pay 1. And I mean, at level 0, you just want to start building your hand and getting as much stock as you can for level 1 in preparation of level 1. So it's honestly not that good. 0 to 1 change. So there's that. But this 1/1 in itself, he's pretty decent. He can't get suicides. So that's always nice to have. He is standard 7k vanilla, so he's not weak because of this drawback. Not being able to side attack. I mean, if you have a 1/1 beater out with high power, you want to be killing stuff, so it's not like you will generally want to side attack. So he's pretty decent, but out of all the 1/1s, well, I'll get to it later. But yeah, he's a decent card. He's pretty decent, but I still wouldn't run him, as you'll see shortly. But yeah. Okay, so next day, we have this 00 Izuzu. All your other Rundle House characters gain 500 power. Cool, I guess. And when you play this card from hand to stage, you can pay 1, discard a card, search your deck for up to 1 weapon or magic character, and show it to your hand and shuffle your library. So, standard searcher, but she searches for 2 different traits, which is really nice. So essentially, you'd be able to search everything. I mean, I wouldn't run the Rundle House cards, so there's no point in this effect, but I guess if you are running the other ones, it's nice, even though, you know, the Mariel accomplishes the same thing. But yeah, so this card's good because of the searching. However, she's really weak, so if you play her, don't expect to get much done. She's just there for the searching. 500 really weak because of her 2 effects. But yeah, she's a good card. Decent. Nice. It's nice to have a standard searcher in the deck. Alright, next we have this 1/1 6k Akatsuki. She has Clock Encore and a startup. Place 1 magic character to rest, and this card gains 1k power. So if you have 2 magic characters in the back row, then you can rest both, and she'll become an 8k 1/1, which is pretty good, pretty decent. And the Mariels are a magic trait, so you can rest those, and if you have 2, then she becomes a 9k on offense, so she's pretty good on offense, and she has Clock Encore, so she will probably survive. Yeah, just being able to keep around a consistently strong 1/1 is pretty good. Out of all the 1/1s, I think this is the best one to run, because you definitely want Clock Encore, because it lets you maintain your hand size as well as your stock, because you don't have to keep paying more stock to get this strong beater out. So yeah, yeah. So out of all the 1/1s, I would definitely run this Akatsuki over all of them, just solely because of the Encore. And she can get pretty high on offense. Like the Rundle House can only get 7k by itself. The Akatsuki 8k, it's 1k higher, which can make all the difference. The Naotsugu is only 7.5 on its own. The Toya is only 6k, 7k if you have the Minori. But yeah, I like this the best out of all of them. I would probably run this at 2 because I don't want to be focusing on ones, paying 1/1 beaters. But yeah, so after this, I really think that Log Horizon has pretty decent level 1s options at this point. Like this card, the 1-0 Shido with Clock Encore, and level 1 Suiciders. So yeah, pretty solid level 1. I'm liking it. And finally for this day, we have this 2-2 event, standard salvage 2, so pay 2 to salvage 2. I don't know, I don't think, it doesn't seem like Lock Horizon's going to have a huge problem maintaining hand later on in the game. And you definitely don't want to have to pay 2 to get your hand back up, because, like I've been saying, you want as much stock as possible going into level 3, because of all the stuff you gotta play to get your combo off. But yeah, I probably wouldn't run it. If it ends up like needing more help, then maybe you can consider it. But yeah, at this point, I don't think the event's probably gonna be ran. And yeah, not a bad event, just not needed in this deck. Alright, so the next day, Wednesday, or Tuesday's league, sorry. The 0-0 Shidoway, 1k. During your opponent's turn, your other character in the middle border of your center stage gets 1k power. And he also has a Brainstorm. Pay 1, rest him, and then mill the top 4. For every climax you hit, you can draw a card. So, solid Brainstorm effect. It's a plus Brainstorm. Drawing, you know, I mean, you'd rather search or salvage, but you're still plussing, so it's not that bad. And his other effects okay, because since you have to rest him, you probably want him in the back because you can't attack with him, and he's gonna stick around for a turn, so you can get some use out of him on your opponent's turn. Getting the 1k out is nice. It can be really nice. Create a decent wall in the middle of your stage. But yeah, all in all, really solid card. Probably definitely use it. So now you have a Brainstorm as well as Madiel. It's pretty cool. And yeah, I like this card. I hope they get a salvage Brainstorm. I don't think they're gonna get any more, actually. This is probably gonna be the only Brainstormer in the set. So definitely want to run these. Get your hands on a couple. Alright, next off we have this 3-2 Naotsugu. He's an R. Weapon trait. For every weapon or magic character you control, this card gains 5k power. So if you have a full field, then he becomes 11-5 base, which is really big. And his second effect, Bodyguard. When your opponent declares an attack, and this card is on the middle border of your center stage and not in reverse, your opponent declares a front attack on this card instead. So this effect's kind of old. I haven't seen it recently in like any of the recent sets. But honestly, for this card, it's pretty good, and it's appropriate because now it defends everyone. But so yeah, as long as you have a full field, you have an 11-5 Bodyguard, which is pretty strong. And if you have a Shidoe, the 3-2 Shidoe in the back, then he becomes 14-5, which is damn huge. And at that point, your opponent will probably have to ram everything into him. So your shit on either side is probably not going to die. However, this kind of goes against the Akatsuki and the Shidoe, because if your opponent's ramming everything into him, then that means that there's not going to be anything for them to reverse, and you need something to reverse for their effects to go off. Akatsuki needs to reverse something to do damage. Shidoe, your other character needs to reverse something in order for Shidoe to, you know, -2 soul to something. If they do keep something around, then it'd be cool, because if you have a Shidoe and a Naotsugu, you can just -2 soul one of the sides, so that way, like, one of the attacks isn't going to go through, probably, and, I mean, they can't, like, it'd be cool to get that off, but, like, this guy is super strong, and I don't think your opponent will be able to get over him. So it's kind of contradicting. I don't know if I'd run him. Maybe 1 or 2 if like, I honestly don't know, actually. Maybe 1 or 2. And like, later on, if you're pretty decently ahead, you can just play him, and they're not going to be able to, they're just going to keep tickling you, and you could eventually kill them, but I don't know. I really want to reverse something. But yeah, this is probably one of the better bodyguards out there. I don't really know the other ones, but yeah, he's really strong. He's a good bodyguard. I just don't know if bodyguard will be useful with the other cards. So yeah, that's what I think. So we'll just have to see. how the set plays out. I'll just have to do some playtesting. But yeah. Next off, 1-1 event, 3,500 power, backup. So pretty awesome. This event's really good because it's level 1 backup, and it's higher than the standard 3K backup that like everyone has access to. So it'll help keep your ones around, even though I don't think you'll probably need it, since Suiciders won't stay alive to defend, and the other characters have clock encore, and I'd probably just clock so I could keep that stock. But you know, having 3-5 event counters is really good. Like, it's just a lot of power to give. And yeah, so it's a really solid backup. This is probably, yeah, you'll probably want to use it anyways. Yeah, excited about that. Next off, we have this Mariel 2-1. She climax combos with this free stock 1 soul. When she attacks, you can pay 1, clock yourself, and if you do, salvage 2 characters from your rating room, and this card gains 2k power. So 10k for the turn, since you don't get any power from this. Essentially you're only clocking yourself because this gives you a free stock, so it pays for this. So it's like you're getting the normal amount of attacks in, and then you clock yourself to get 2 characters. So it's a good combo. I just like having to clock yourself at level 2 is pretty scary. If you pull this off early in level 2, then it's definitely worth it, because you're only taking 1 damage and you're not really close to dying, and you get to salvage 2 characters. You're fixing your hand and you're getting to play this. So it's essentially, if you play this card, you break even, kinda. But actually no, you +1, sorry. But yeah, I just honestly don't know if you want to be clocking yourself. Like, you have to pull this off early in level 2, otherwise you never want to do it. And it's honestly just depends. If Log Horizon has a problem with hand, then this could be pretty useful. But I don't really think it will have a problem because of all the encore. But yeah, it's there. It's an okay combo, but ideally I wouldn't want to run it because I don't want to clock myself. And yeah, that's that. It's okay, but yeah, don't want to clock myself. Alright, next day, last day. Let's go. It's 2-1 Minori. She's 8k. She's a double R. When this card declares an attack with the book, which is this card, you can pay 1, and all your characters gain 2/5 power, and the following ability: when this card reverses its opponent in battle, you may place that character to the bottom of the owner's deck. So essentially you're paying 1 to give all your characters 3/5 power, and the bottom deck effect, 3/5 power to everything is huge, and you'll probably be clearing their field as long as you calculated it right. And bottom decking, not that important. I mean, if they have encore and stuff, then they won't be able to encore anything. But this is honestly, who cares about this effect right here. The 3/5 power is nice. All in all, this whole thing kind of costs 2 stock because you have to pay for her and for the effect, and it's booked, so you're technically minusing by 1. So I don't know. I don't really like it because you have to pay 2 stock to. I mean, you get to clear their field, but like, you want stock going into level 3. It could come in handy because I don't really know. I don't think there's a good level 2 game at the moment because you do have the change to the level 3 Akatsuki, but if you do bring her out and you're running the Shidoes, you're not going to have a level 2 assist to keep her high, so she's probably only going to be 10k, 11k if you have 2 globals in the back. That's honestly kind of weak to have out and a little scary. So if you're not going to be able to kill anything at level 2, then it could be nice to have this out, give everything 3/5 power. You'd be able to wipe their field for the turn, and you know, you might smack him up a level since you are plussing 1 soul. But yeah, I think it's an okay combo. But I mean, honestly, it just depends the stock and if there are better level 2 options. But yeah, books are always nice to have because they do still plus you and it lets you draw and thin out your deck. But not the best plus trigger since it can screw you up sometimes. But yeah, it's a decent combo. It's not bad. Maybe run it. Possible. I don't know. And lastly, the 0/0 Toya, 2/5 power. During the start of your opponent's attack phase, you may move this card to an empty border on your center stage that has an opponent directly facing it. So, I mean, the effect is very appropriate for him because, you know, he's drawing aggro, technically, even though he's not really protecting anything. He's just killing himself. But I mean, at level 0, you don't want to commit too much. Your opponent's probably not going to commit too much, so you play him. He's only 2/5 power. Your opponent can just play a Suicider or just a stronger beater, and he can't run from it. His effect only lets him go to other targets. So the only time this effect would be useful is if there's 2 targets out, one that can kill you and one that can't, and then you move him to the other one. And it's just like, I mean, who cares? This effect kind of is just pointless. There's no point to this effect. This is the other Toya that the minority powers up. Excuse me. Samurai Toya. So that means he's 3/5 power on defense with the minority. Actually 4/5 on defense, and 5/5 if you have the other Toya. But like 4/5, 3/5, level 0, who gives a fuck about that? You don't want to be relying on that. Like, there's no that whole combo with Munity and Toya now is basically bad. Like, it's pointless now because this Toya sucks and the other Toya's whatever. So there's really no point in running those, any of them. Yeah, I don't think any of them are good. This card's pretty bad. I don't like this card at all. It's appropriate. But yeah. So yeah, there's not that much, nothing really exciting this week. Except for this. I like this a lot. And this, and the Brainstormer is cool, I guess. It's okay stuff. It's not really crazy stuff. But yeah. A lot of crazy stuff was in the beginning anyways, so. Yeah, Log Horizon looks solid, like usual. Good, decent ones, decent level 1 game, good level 0, good level 3. Level 2 is the only thing I'm really wondering about, because ideally you do want to run the Akatsuki change, but she's going to be weak if you don't have a level 2 level multiplier out. Anything else I want to say? Yeah, I think that's about it. Next week will probably be Log Horizon again, so I might be doing it. I don't know if they might start leaking Angel Beats yet. Probably not for a while, actually. Let me see, the 27th? They could start next week. But yeah, so it could be me or Lucius, we'll see. But yeah, my boxes next week. Hope you guys are excited for them. The ratios are kind of weird, the double R's and stuff, but I'll get to that later. I'll explain that in the box opening. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed learning more about Log Horizon. And until next time.